And then, yeah, just give them the case study, which is the short form webinar, and then like link to a what's it called, application form.
Cool.
Or you can have it like embedded.
Would it be the application before call booking?
So how we do it is we have them pick the time of their call first, and then so we use Calendly. So we have them like pick the time first, and then with Calendly you can have like once they select the time and date, then you can have like questions that they have to fill out before it's like officially booked, and you can set that up in Calendly. So those are like the application questions. So I haven't done a huge amount of like, I guess like split testing and like looked at numbers, but that way it seems to be doing a little bit better.
Okay, awesome. So that's actually like a really simple setup.
It's super simple. Yeah, it's low tech.
I love that. The simple ways are always the best ways.
Yeah, like I spent, when I used to be doing, when I used to use EverWebinar, I don't use it anymore. It literally took me like a month to get like my first webinar like set up in EverWebinar.
Yeah.
And I was like, can't do that anymore.
Dude, we're exactly the same. We stopped using EverWebinar like a year or so ago because it's just so clunky and just don't need it. What do you use then? What's the setup for the video and what's the tracking for the video then on that page?
I just use ClickFunnels.
Cool.
That's it.
And do you use...
So much simpler.
What do you use in terms of the actual video hosting for your short?
Vimeo.
Okay, cool, nice.
Yeah, I like Vimeo because, I mean, with YouTube, I used to use YouTube, but they just like, there's like construction across the street. I don't know if you can hear that. We used to use YouTube, but then maybe like about a year ago or even less, they started doing this thing where like whenever you pause it, like it'll show like a bunch of recommended videos like across the video, and like you can't turn it off. So like you obviously don't want people clicking out to other videos. So yeah, we just use Vimeo because you can control exactly what experience you want, and you can make it like, if you want to not let them pause it, like you can do that too. Yeah, so I just like Vimeo because you can control everything.
Okay, nice. So we've got a funnel, and they're opting in, and they're coming through to have a look at that offer that we've put in the webinar. We've positioned in the webinar. I want to just take the conversation to a chat about copywriting and messaging, because that's your real core skill. I know something that I'd love to pick your brains at. If anyone has any questions they want to pick Nico's brains at copywriting, we've got him on here for free, and he charges a lot of money for the work that he does. So, you know, comment below if you want any little questions answered. So when it comes to creating that little system that we're talking about, and it comes to creating that presentation as well, when it comes to a copywriting aspect of this, where do you start? Is it a hook, or is it a story that you look for? Is it an angle that you find in a book? Like, how do you normally go about that process?
Yeah, do you mean like in an ad, or do you mean like for the video, or?
Yeah, the whole idea, I guess, of the webinar and the funnel. Like, I know what we do. We try to find a hook, potentially from someone's story, or find an idea, and then we use that idea to position in the webinar as the unique mechanism, and then show that on that landing page. Like, what's that core? How do you find that core message that you want to start testing with?
Yeah. Okay. That's a great way to put it. I would say, for me and for the case study too that we're talking about here, the fitness coach, it's kind of just asking yourself, like, what is the journey that I went through from point A to point B, right? So if it's a personal journey that you've gone through, then it's kind of like, okay, well, what was I before, and like, what am I now? Or let's say you help clients do something that maybe isn't applicable to you, then it's kind of like, okay, like, how do we help like, you know, X type of person achieve like or get from like point A to point B, right? And so the example for the fitness coach who we're talking about here was he actually had gone through like a fitness transformation himself. It was kind of like how I went from, I can't remember the exact messaging, but like, you know, like how I went from like getting picked on and being like scrawny to like becoming like a fitness model, which is true. So yeah, I think, and I think for me as well, the easiest thing, and really kind of a way to just be, I guess, recession proof overall, like as a coach or consultant, is like start with like the person, like the individual who you're going to be helping, and then just create like a headline or a story about like how that person went on a journey or a transformation from point A to point B. And the point A is usually like, you know, the person who you're going to be helping, and then point B is kind of like the journey and the transformation that they want to ultimately, or I get like the end point of the whole experience.
Okay,
that makes sense.
You're really boiling it down into a really simplistic form, like A to B, which is, would you say that core concept, if anyone could just take away from this video, watching this today, I know we're going to be sending this out to our list as well, so there'll be lots more people watching this. Would you say that getting a grasp of A to B, hey, where were you? Where are you? Like, where are you now? Like, what's the result? And like positioning that constantly throughout your marketing, do you feel like that's one of the most powerful things anyone could do?
Yes, absolutely. If you can get that down, like it doesn't matter like what type of offer or what format, like if it's a course or like a coaching program or whatever, like at the end of the day, what people want and what people will pay for is like a result. Like they want this end result, which is the B. And so if you can just understand what the A is, like where they are right now, then you just craft your offer around getting them from the A to the B. And like that's where it should start.
Okay. And I'm sure some people watching this maybe a little bit earlier on their journey. I know we've certainly had clients as well who are a little bit earlier on their journey, and they have a lot of different results in different things. How do you recommend focusing in on that core result that they should be helping people to achieve when you're maybe helping people without such clarity on the result? Because a lot of people start by selling hours of coaching, right? Just selling their time and so on. They haven't really gone into that realm of selling results. So how can we help someone to find the result that they should be selling to someone?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I would say if you have current clients, you know, obviously everyone's at a different phase. So even if you're in the beginning stage and you are not clear on what that result is, like if you have current clients who have paid you or who are paying you now, like ask them, like what's the end result that you really want to get out of working together? And then they'll tell you. If you've never had a client or anything like that, I mean, one way is you can kind of see what people are doing, like what similar coaches or what similar, you know, offers are being offered out in the marketplace. But typically, I mean, if you look at the three evergreen niches, which are like health, wealth, relationships, you know, like health, if you're in the health and fitness space, it's pretty much always like you want to like lose weight or like you want to like get fit and, you know, stuff like that. With make money, it's like you want to make more money, have more freedom, get more clients, get more business. And then with relationships, that's an area that I haven't really like explored too much as far as marketing, but it's usually like, you know, you want to improve your marriage or you want to like be able to like get dates or whatever it is, right? So it's pretty much, you know, like the themes that are working out in the marketplace, like, and have been working for a long time, like they will be working for a long time too. Okay. Let's say if you're completely stuck and like you don't have any existing client base, I would say just get ideas from like what is already working out there. Okay,
that's really great. I mean, that brings us on to a great point, which I think a lot of people are going to get value from, is really how do we differentiate ourselves in a crowded marketplace? Let's say I'm a health and fitness coach and I have a 5K program. And like your client here who sold 6 million in 18 months selling a high ticket program, how could I differentiate myself from that other person that you worked with so that I could still get similar results and still do well?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I think I'm glad that you brought that up. So what basically, you know, what he did was, and the way that anybody can do this is, and of course it's ideal if you personally have gone through this sort of a journey yourself,